The following program is the work of the broadcast students at the British Columbia Institute of Technology. BCIT Magazine features news stories from around the Lower Mainland which were produced over the last week. Responsibility for the content of the show rests completely with the students and their instructors.
Today on BCIT Magazine, BCIT works towards creating a sustainable and clean energy campus with ambitious initiatives. Food stores across BC may start selling alcohol on their shelves after an almost 3-month-long public consultation. And a Vancouver sports franchise receives top honors for their club's commitment to the community involvement and growing the sport in the Lower Mainland. Hello and welcome to BCIT Magazine. Coming to you from the Great Hall, our central student lounge and home of BCIT Student Association, I'm Renel Desai.
And I'm Neetu Garcha. This week's top story, Toronto Mayor Rob Ford has admitted to smoking crack cocaine in one of his drunken stupors. Ford, however, did not resign, saying the people will have the choice of keeping him as mayor if they want during Toronto's next mayoral election in October 2014.
Here at home, BCIT is working towards using cleaner and more sustainable energy. Our reporter Kyle Hawking had the chance to learn about the project on campus that has the potential to take the school completely off the main power grid in the future.
The A-Fresh home on BCIT's Burnaby campus is a demonstration home. The house incorporates clean energy and smart meters. It's able to generate as much power as it uses. Clay Howie is part of the team that's working on the home's technology.
This is a showcase of things that a lot of people can relate to because it's in a residential setting. On this house, we've got about 5 or 6 smart meters, and they have the ability to change their mode of operation depending on the price of energy.
Smart meters are useful in determining how much power the home is using, and Howie says that's valuable information to have.
Without smart meter technology, you don't really know how much is being demanded at any time, and so you're playing a little bit of guesswork as to how much to generate.
The A-Fresh home is part of a larger project at BCIT, the Smart Microgrid. BCIT has about 60 smart meters installed across campus. Those meters track everything from power generation to consumption and then send their data back here to the Microgrid Control Center, where the data is analyzed, and the end game is to create a more energy efficient campus.
The BCIT Burnaby campus in many ways resembles a small utility. We've got the same kind of challenges that utilities face. We're experimenting with different renewable alternative energy sources and the challenges of integrating those into a grid.
Howie says the project can also provide an example for larger grids to follow, but students are hoping money saved by energy efficiencies finds its way back to them.
I hope so. It better. Yeah.
It could be a good thing if they're putting it back into the students or however they're using that money to either put it back into the education or using it for something useful.
I don't think it's a matter of lowering tuition or anything. It might just be improving facilities and all the amenities and things like that.
The Smart Microgrid is still a work in progress, one that has the potential to change how power is demanded and consumed on larger scales in the future. Kyle Hawking in Burnaby for BCIT Magazine.
RCMP have released a composite sketch of the suspect in a series of sexual assaults at UBC's Vancouver campus. There have been 6 attacks at the campus since April, all likely committed by the same man, according to police, who are now asking for the public's help in finding him with the help of this composite sketch.
We would like to ask all residences and business establishments on the UBC campus grounds, please print and put up copies of this poster to maximize our public outreach.
Sergeant Peter Thiessen said the alleged suspect is a Caucasian male with darker olive skin in his late 20s to early 30s. He's slim and between 5'8" and 6'2". Anyone with any information is asked to contact RCMP. A liquor review could see BC residents following an American trend of selling alcohol in food stores. MLA John Yap, who's been leading a public consultation on the matter, says this is one of the most popular topics discussed by the government. As I found out, not everyone is toasting the proposal. Jordan Edwards is one of many private liquor store employees with a strong opinion towards BC's consideration of selling wine and beer in food stores.
Because we are a small privately owned store, our ability to stay open is completely dependent on, how much business we do. If a grocery store is taking all of that away, then we can't stay open.
The public consultation led by MLA John Yap has been a hot topic.
Our website received over 76,000 hits with an average visit of about 8 minutes, which is a record for government engagement of this type for us, for British Columbia.
MLA Yap's recommendations could impact over 500 private liquor stores in the province.
As a cashier at a private liquor store, I am very against it. It's going to be an unfair balancing competition for the supermarkets. I'm actually going to lose my job. What am I going to do?
While local liquor stores aren't happy about the prospect of having alcohol sold in food stores, there are many British Columbians excited about potentially having this American trend cross over to this side of the border.
There's very few countries that have really idiotic liquor laws like we have here, I think. So, I think we're just really backwards.
I think that it's probably a more convenient thing, definitely.
It would be just really a lot more convenient. I mean, how easy it is, and you don't have to get separate bags and all that sort of stuff.
Edwards says although nothing is set in stone at this point, it's hard not to worry about what might happen next.
I'm on the fence. I hope for the best, but I expect the worst.
MLA Yap will have recommendations from the Liquor Policy Review complete by the end of the month. He says the soonest a change in legislation would move forward is spring 2014. Neetu Garcha in Burnaby for BCIT Magazine. Special Olympics athletes in the Vancouver area just got out of their provincial competition and are now gearing up for the National Games. Joining us now is the Special Olympics Vancouver local coordinator, Gavin Hobbs. Thanks so much for joining us, Gavin, and welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So, Gavin, a lot of the athletes just got back from Abbotsford from a provincial competition. How did that go?
Really well. It's great to see all the athletes interact with other locals from around the province. We spent 3 days out in Langley, staying in different high schools out there with opening ceremonies at the Langley Convention Center. And with summer sports, the athletes participated in everything from bocce, track and field, swimming, all that sort of stuff. It was a great experience.
Now, you were telling me earlier that sometimes there's a misconception. People get Paralympics confused with the Special Olympics. Can you clarify that?
Yeah, it's a common misconception. The Paralympics follow the Olympics both in the summer and the winter. The Special Olympics are an ongoing activity for athletes with mental disabilities. It has no affiliation with the actual Olympics that people see on television every 4 years. So we do have international competitions every 4 years, but they just don't follow the Olympics on TV.
And now the athletes are gearing up for a national competition right here in Vancouver at UBC's campus. What's that going to look like?
Well, it's going to be a fantastic event that comes up in the first week of July in 2014. We'll have athletes from all over the country participating, and those who are successful will qualify for a World Games coming up the following year.
And approximately how many athletes are there in the Vancouver area?
So within our local in Vancouver, we have over 200 athletes, but combined with other areas like Surrey, North Vancouver, Richmond, we're probably up to about 1,000 athletes or so.
And each athlete has a different mental disability. Is it tough to train them as a group because they require attention in different areas?
Every athlete has their own qualities, but the volunteers are fantastic and they work very closely with each athlete individually to make sure that they feel comfortable and they're successful in each activity.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Gavin.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Coming up next on BCIT Magazine, 6 months after opening, the new Eastside Boxing Gym is facing an uncertain future after being damaged by a fire. And a Victory Arts Foundation uses dance as therapy for children with special needs.
A defining moment for me was when I finished my first internship and got lots of really great feedback from industry professionals.
I would have never imagined I'd be walking into the floors of TSN and thinking, I'm not a student anymore, I'm here to work.
I will be starting a job with an investigative news program in Toronto, and I'm really excited to see that grow into what will become, hopefully, my dream job.
BCIT Broadcast and Online Journalism, putting you to work.
I chose BCIT because I know that all the programs are very hands-on. We have our own radio station, like it's one of the best programs that I've ever heard of.
I am starting a job on Monday, so confidence is high.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be this fun.
Welcome back. One of the only not-for-profit boxing facilities in Vancouver is facing an uncertain future after a fire on Saturday morning. The Eastside Boxing Gym is located above a restaurant on Commercial Drive. It is home to many boxers and hosts programs for troubled teens. Now, a trainer from the gym says the damage might force the gym to relocate.
For Chris DeZaka, the Eastside Boxing Club is a second home. But as he enters the gym now, all he can find is the leftover fire damage from the restaurant downstairs.
Our gym is up on top of it, so we got a lot of smoke and water damage. A lot of the equipment is soaked and just filled with, saturated with smoke damage, so we're not exactly sure of the fate of the gym yet.
The Eastside Boxing Club has been a positive outlet for troubled kids. Now their future with the gym is uncertain.
The youth program, we're not going to see those guys for who knows how long. So it's definitely the shutting down, like the loss of momentum is probably what's hurting us most right now.
This is DeZaka competing in the club's annual fundraiser. Boxing has been a therapeutic way for him to deal with stress. Despite the damage, both DeZaka and Bowers are determined to keep the gym alive.
Whatever doesn't kill us makes us stronger. We're just going to keep on building it up and definitely keep it going.
In order to replace the damaged equipment, Eastside Boxing will be holding a fundraiser at the Bottleneck on November 10th. Connor Aslan in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine.
BC Premier Christy Clark and Alberta Premier Alison Redford have agreed to work on a pipeline but have not yet reached an official agreement. Some have called the agreement a green light for the controversial pipeline project to go ahead. Clark's 5 conditions, including protections for First Nations land and the environment, have been a sticking point for this deal. And we are now joined by reporter Sarah Gray. Sarah, what was the reaction to the pipeline deal?
Well, Renaud, there's already been a lot of pushback on the issue. The Council of Canadians, for example, is disappointed by the agreement. They say that Clark is not listening to her constituents. They say that a majority of her constituents don't want a pipeline. I also spoke with CRED BC, a nonpartisan economic development group. They question the job numbers and economic benefit of a pipeline in BC. They say that the provincial government's numbers will end up being much less than expected. Back to you.
Twitter hit the stock market today, and so far the returns have been better than anticipated. Buying shares and then tweeting about it will soon be trending worldwide. Twitter's initial price offering was set at $26 and has since jumped to over $45 on the New York Stock Exchange. Economist Ron Carell says that stocks tend to do quite well initially, but there's no telling where the stock will end up.
We'll see where it's going. So obviously people believe that there's a lot of potential for this company, but where it actually ends up, we will see. And it's an interesting day, you know, social media is becoming a big part of a lot of people's lives.
The Twitterverse will be keeping a close eye on how the stock trades. Though Twitter has had a huge jump in its price today, the markets have been in the red. This could translate to even bigger gains if the markets turn around. The Vancouver Canadians Baseball Club has come a long way in 7 seasons. The team recently won its 3rd consecutive Northwest League title, and now the front office is being honored for their ongoing work in the community. The Toronto Blue Jays affiliate has been awarded the President's Award for top franchise among 240 teams. Our reporter Caleb Henry has a report.
I think from the time that they step out of the dugout until the final pitch, it's got to be one of the most raucous environments in all of minor league baseball.
And the city for the champions!
Not only have the Vancouver Canadians been winning on the field, they've also won big off it. The minor league franchise has been recognized as the top organization in the league. It's only the second time in 40 years that a team outside of the U.S. has been given the honor. Rob Fay calls the games and has helped the front office grow their brand from pretender to contender. He says being recognized for their hard work within the community is setting the bar around the league.
I think we're still trying to figure that out. I mean, when you realize that you've just been ranked #1 out of 240 minor league baseball teams, I think that really speaks to what we've been able to accomplish. So do I think of us as a standard? I kind of do, just because now we have the blueprint, and a successful blueprint at that, and I think we're a model franchise.
If you can imagine sitting right here behind home plate, the stands behind you packed full of fans. You've got a cold drink, warm food, doesn't get much better. And that's the focus of the Canadians organization, giving the fans the best experience.
One of the major beneficiaries of the work that the Canadians do is the Boys and Girls Club of South Coast BC. The team puts the children first, and it gives the children a chance to be a part of something big.
When you think about the kids that we're working with that are really coming from challenged circumstances, they're walking into this big place in the community, and people are talking to them like they matter, like they're important. It's unbelievable the impact that that can have.
Tuckwell added that the recognition the Canadians franchise received gives them hope that more organizations will follow suit. The Vancouver Ball Club will continue to work with the Boys and Girls Club to build on their success in the community. Caleb Henry in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine.
Coming up next on BCIT Magazine, more and more babies are being exposed to music and dance through an interactive arts class. And a local woman is encouraging people on the Vancouver streets to say hello to a stranger.
The most rewarding thing for me has been the relationships I developed in the program, both with instructors and classmates.
My sense of confidence has never been higher. I mean, this program has offered great opportunities to be in real world, real industry situations, and being in those moments and knowing I can contribute, I can do this.
It's exciting to be in this industry and to meet lots of great people and to make amazing friends.
BCIT Broadcast and Online Journalism, realizing your potential.
I chose BCIT because I know that all the programs are very hands-on. We have our own radio station, like it's one of the best programs that I've ever heard of.
I am starting a job on Monday, so confidence is high.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be this fun.
At the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, World War I officially ended. And now, every year on November 11th, we remember those who fought for and are still fighting for our country. Vancouver's annual Remembrance Day ceremony takes place this Monday at Victory Square. So grab your poppies and show your support for all of our troops, lest we forget. Grab your skates and get them sharpened. The outdoor rink on Robson Square opens up on November 15th. And if you bring your own skates like I do, you don't have to pay a dime. So grab your friends, grab your family, or grab that special someone and go have some fun. The rink runs until the end of February. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Just getting ready for Movember. Movember is the annual campaign where men grow mustaches to change the face of men's health and raise awareness for prostate cancer. So bros, let's grow some mows and raise some mo money. I'm Suk Purwal, and that's been this week's BCIT Community Calendar.
Welcome back. It's not often that children with special needs have the opportunity to learn a few tips and tricks about Bollywood dancing. Elementary students with disabilities throughout the North Vancouver School District attended a class where they were able to interact with their peers, get some exercise, and participate in a dance medley. I went to the Summit Recreation Center to see what exactly this unique workshop is all about. Volunteer dance instructor from the Victory Arts Foundation, Safia Parani, has a passion for teaching children through the art of dance. This unique Bollywood dance class brings joy to these elementary school children who are dealing with developmental disabilities. It's an opportunity that Parani never hesitated to accept.
I've always had very strong connection with children, adults, people with special needs. It's something I love doing, and it's something I love. I love being with these people and like being around them and interacting with them. And of course I love dancing, so it was kind of like best of both.
Parani's goal is to improve self-esteem and use dance as a therapy to communicate and train these children with special needs.
We do a lot of coordination in the beginning, just to teach them using their feet and using their hands together, kind of getting that coordination. We name all the steps, like shake and shimmy, and that's how they kind of learn the terms. So in every class we come back, they're like, oh, we remember this step, or remember this step. So that's what we keep in mind.
The improvement and growth in these children never ceases to amaze coordinator Justine Taylor, who oversees all the programs at the Summit Recreation Center.
Just amazing, and the self-confidence that it instills in the dancers is incredible. And when I ask them about it, they all enjoy it so much, and it's our most popular program here by far. To see if some of the elementary school kids can work up to be part of that in the future, I think that'd be great. Such a confidence booster, such a great experience.
There's so much more that they learn here just than dance steps. Like they interact with their friends, they interact with other people, they're learning about a different culture. So it's, for them, they're taking so much back with them at the end of the day.
As everyone heads out the door, they'll be back every week for the rest of the school year to learn dance and spend time with their instructor. Brunel Desai in North Vancouver for BCIT Magazine. So neat to understand that you also went to a dance class, but you noticed the participants were a lot younger.
That's right, Renil, but you would be surprised at just how young they are. Babies are getting their creative juices flowing through music and dance at Kids in Motion Creative Arts Studio. I have more on their kids rhythm class for toddlers. Sienna is one of about a dozen toddlers in the Rhythm Kids class at Kids in Motion. The class is a blend of music, dance, and overall creativity.
She just loves coming to the class. We drive by here and she's pointing, and she really loves coming.
The class instructor, Jessica Hansen, says working with toddlers brings a uniqueness to her teaching.
I can't be as structured as I normally might be with the older kids. I have to just be free-flowing and kind of let things happen. So I just think it's opened my teaching experience.
The boom in baby arts isn't about finding the next young star. Hansen and the parents of the toddlers agree that early exposure to the arts has many developmental benefits.
She's starting to pick up a lot more words now, and I do think that coming here and hearing the other kids is a really, really big benefit.
They learn how to interact with the other kids, to be more social, which gets them ready for the world when they go to school or preschool or whatever. So it is, the interaction really does help.
Hansen says it's easy for kids to lose their creativity once school starts.
I think it's important to instill that creativity at a young age so that when they go into school, they don't lose it.
Sienna's mom says her daughter likely wouldn't be as social as she is now without Rhythm Kids classes.
At the beginning of the class, she was really clingy. But now that she's gotten used to the kids and being around more children, she's just she's all over the place.
Sienna has been reading, singing, drumming, and dancing at Kids in Motion for almost 2 years. Her mom, like many others, says she doesn't plan to stop anytime soon. Neetu Garcha in New Westminster for BCIT Magazine.
A local woman has started a campaign that dares Vancouverites to say hello to a stranger this weekend. Our reporter Melanie Booth found out what inspired her to start the friendly movement.
Vancouver is known for its cold and uninviting weather, but now many seem to be noticing how frosty the people are. This is why Corée Long founded the Say Hi to a Stranger campaign. She's hoping by sharing a simple hello, Vancouverites will warm up to each other.
It started with a personal thing for me. I'm a very friendly and open person, yet I find that in Vancouver, putting that out there, people don't respond to it. In fact, there seems to be a wall. You say hi to somebody, hey, how's it going? And this wall goes up right away.
The campaign was inspired by the dating challenges Long has faced as a single mom. She thinks an event like this one will give locals a better chance to get themselves out there.
If you see somebody you find attractive, hi, how you doing? You know, it's taking the fear away.
While Long and her team are encouraging people to say hello this weekend, they're also wondering why this isn't happening in the first place.
I think that the friendliness of Vancouver fluctuates based on the weather, which is kind of stupid, but people are generally more friendly in the summer.
I think there's just this like social phenomenon where in Vancouver, if you go approach someone that you don't know, it's considered rude.
So how friendly are Vancouverites? Long took us to the streets to give us a little taste of what she's been experiencing.
Hi. Hi. Can't hear me. Earphones. Hi. Morning. Hi. Hi. How's it going? Good.
Well, you just saw how that went with Carre, so now it's my turn and we'll see what kind of reactions I get. Hello. Hi. Nothing. Hello. How are you? Good, thanks. There we go. A little friendlier. Well, there you have it. You just saw how friendly or unfriendly Vancouver can be. The campaign kicks off this Friday and goes until Sunday, so get out there and say your hellos. Hi. In Vancouver, Melanie Booth for BCIT Magazine.
In NFL news, Richie Incognito may have played his last game for the Miami Dolphins. Incognito is in the final year of his contract and was suspended earlier this week for allegedly bullying teammate Jonathan Martin. It's reported Incognito left racial and profane texts and voicemails on Martin's phone.
So Renelle, I'm going to switch things over to entertainment news here. You had tickets to the Kanye West concert, and a lot of people were upset after it was postponed for a second time. If it was rescheduled a third time, would you have gone?
Oh, of course I would have gone. However, it was announced that there won't be a third show. However, Vancouverites, they're not alone. Denver, Columbus, Anaheim, Minneapolis, and Montreal shows, they're all canceled.
So I guess whether you like it or not, you won't be going.
Unfortunately not.
If you have any questions or comments regarding this program, please visit us online at bcit-broadcast.com or bcitbroadcastnews.ca.
I'm Renelle Desai.
And I'm Neetu Garcha, and that's today's BCIT Magazine. Thanks for watching. We take you now back to New Westminster, where some toddlers are getting jiggy with it.